So he's going to start in net as backup keeper until
Hello and welcome to Gladstone High School for the Greater Portland Soccer District Spring Title Game in the over 40 D3/D4 matchup. We've got a good one between FC 77 Bollocks and Yukon FC. Yukon FC will be in the white going from left to right. FC 77 Bollocks with the black and pink. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Roberts. And Steve, this should be a good one. Two matchups during the regular season. Yukon took the first one 2-1. They trailed 2-2 in this 2-0 in the second game, came back and tied it up. So Yukon probably the slight favorite, but very little separating these two teams, both finishing at 6-2 and 2 during the regular season, and a goal differential difference of just 1 goal. These are two very strong and evenly matched sides.
Yes, it looks good out here on the pitch today. We got the field looking good. White will be playing inside more, and black, we should be seeing them trying to bring the ball up the side. So looking forward to this game. Let's get it going.
And since these are not professional athletes and they have some other things going on in their life, it's one interesting note. FC 77 Bollocks is starting their top goal scorer, Benjamin Efren, in net as they wait for Kevin Sabetta to get here. He should be here momentarily. So we'll see an early goal change for FC 77 Bollocks. Apparently this is Kevin Sabetta's MO. Person who runs a little bit late from time to time, but they trust in their keeper and they trust in their leading goal scorer to handle the pipes before then, as we are just about to get underway. 2:45-minute halves. We do have a tie at the end of 90 minutes. We will go to PKs. So we have a matchup here in the over 40 D3/D4 matchup at Gladstone High School, the home of the Gladiators, and about to get underway. Two even matchups during the regular season. And while Yukon thinks that they should be the favorites, they've got to come out strong. It has been sort of a sign of things to come. First 10 minutes have either shown that they're going to be on their A game, or sometimes they're going to struggle and have to come from behind, as it is Yukon controlling here on the near side, looking for options going forward against a deep line of 4. Ryan Johnson, who had been injured as of late, back in the lineup, coming off a calf injury.
Full disclosure, Ryan Johnson is our producer.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson is a guy who we hope has a good game, no matter the results.
No matter the results.
He was joking that he's not really sure how long that calf will hold up. It actually had a reoccurrence of the injury last week, but he's out there to start. This is a good through ball coming all the way through and picked up by Raviv Brar, the leading scorer for this Yukon team. A poacher, in a sense. Shot goes well wide there, an ambitious effort off the foot of Dallas Romberg, and it's out for a goal kick.
So both teams moving the ball well. Both teams are moving the ball well.
And it's interesting, we were told that this Yukon side is the team that wants to really go up the middle, and there's a good pass looking for Brar that gets just a little bit past him. Supposed to be Bollocks is the team that's going to look to extend the field and space it, but early going, we've seen Brar a little bit out wider, and some good success as second touch early on for Benjamin Efren. Hasn't had to make a save, and I'm sure he's happy about that, as this FC 77 Bollocks team just looking to hold on in the early going defensively without their normal keeper, and then hope to get Efren in a spot where he can really put some pressure on this Yukon defense. Good long ball that will
Through
spur
there.
all the way through. Rushing back and playing it back to his keeper there. That was a good, solid defensive play by Hagan Moore. And Moore will play it back into the center field. Little bit of pressure coming, and that's knocked away. Sapuni has it for Bollocks. Handled here by Bollocks to the near side, and another good step by Moore, who will just play that out for a throw-in. But a little bit of early pressure. First time we've seen Bollocks really get a foray into the attacking third. It's Sapuni, who
That's an
again,
inside. There's a player. Doesn't seem off to his right there.
but here in the early going, we've seen good play from Joe Sapuni. A couple of good passes to put a little bit of pressure on the defense. He's one to watch here in the early going. Joe, a attacking player from Malawi, one of a number of international players on both of these teams. We've got another throw-in from the near side. This one will be taken by Joff Harvey, and it'll be booted out. So a little bit of sustained possession here for Bollocks, but have yet to be able to put a shot towards net. Neither side has a shot on target. Two early looks, but both went wide from Yukon, and Sapuni unable to control the ball through the double team. Good little touch, and that is just out of the reach. That would have been a nice counter attempt started by Ryan Johnson.
So Bollocks trying to keep control down here, looking.
Just about 5 minutes into this first half. And another good clearance from Moore, but this has been good early on. And here's the pressure from Brar, and a really good defensive play there. Brar probably had the speed, but a nice job by the two center backs of Bollocks working together to avoid what would have been a one-on-one with the backup keeper. Brar clearly is the player to watch offensively. He's onside here off the throw-in, looking for a cutback. The pass is just behind, and it's out for a corner kick. Brar was attempting to find Ryan Shirtlift there, and it's pretty obvious for both teams who you're going to have to watch in the early going. Raviv Brar has caused some problems on this side. Joe Sapuni with his passing has opened up options on the opposite side.
And if that's our goalie who just ran on through the
Yeah,
sideline there.
we'll see if Yukon can take advantage with the backup keeper. Left-footed cross into the box, and it's knocked away by one of the center backs. Good solid clearance. Now we'll get a throw-in coming from number 7 in white. And another chance for Moore to clear it. Able to find Johnson. Johnson with his eyes up, cuts it back. Good little sequence of passing as they push it out wide now for Shirtlift. Shirtlift looking for options, slides it to the center of the pitch. This has been very good here from Yukon.
We're going to cross here. No.
Interesting option to the top of the box. Looking for a left-footed shot, knocked away by the center back. Brar will send one on target, but an easy save from the backup keeper, Efren, who was not troubled at all.
Yukon doing a nice job there, maintaining control and actually getting a shot off on goal.
Steve, this is the first time that I've watched the over 40 level, but the one thing that you might see a little bit more here
this could be trouble here.
Here's a chance for Johnson, top of the 18, left-footed shot knocked away. Good job stepping in front of that effort. One thing you're probably going to see more here is good chemistry. These players have played together sometimes for a decade or two, and also sometimes they're more willing to make those passes rather than just looking for the long ball. We've seen some good chemistry in the early going from both sides in the attacking third. Handled by Moore. Moore into the midfield. Good job holding off. It's Brar. Brar 1v1, and again, a solid clearance. Don't have the numbers down yet for all of these players, but we've seen good defense from both of the center backs in black and pink. Still waiting for that goalie change as the keeper, Kevin Sabetta, is tying his cleats. I'm sure we'll see him sooner rather than later. Broken up. We've got our first foul of the game, as that's going to be a foul on Dilshad Yusuf. And a free kick from probably about 30 yards out. I think you'd want to get a wall here, especially with keeper who's not necessarily your starter.
See if he goes through the box with this one.
It looks like the options are 7 John Stupik from the left foot, and it will be Stupik, left-footed shot right into the wall. Second effort into the wall as well. That was Dill coming up with the play for Bollocks, but it's still controlled here by Yukon. Johnson on the ball looking for options, slides it backwards, and they'll go all the way back to the center back. This is Michael Push, excuse me. Handled by Stupik, bad turnover, but unfortunately for Bollocks, player goes right over the top of the ball. We've got an offside call here on Brar, but he's been a handful here in the early going, as we will see that keeper change that we told you was coming. And Sabetta hands off his ID card. Can't be having anyone who's under 40 playing in one of these games. Certainly have some players who are quite a bit over 40. Michael Day in black told me his 55th birthday is on Wednesday. He thinks he's one of the older players in this contest. So free kick coming after the offside, and this one will get all the way for Sapuni, who's looked good in the early going. Sapuni out wide, and it's going to be tracked down by Dill. And that one comes right back at him, and it will go out of play. I thought that should have been a throw-in going back to Yukon, but they'll keep it with Bollocks. So throwing right from the corner flag, this will be Joff Harvey. Harvey gets that one into the box, but Johnson the first to it. His second touch eludes it. And it'll be handled. First time that I've gotten a number there on Jay Tucker. It's Tucker alongside Scott Vincent are the two center backs for this Bollocks team who have been threatened, but have done a good job, especially in their partnership. This is Vincent, and makes the smart play.
Clears it there.
Raviv Brar is going to be a problem. You can see with his runs, he's putting constant pressure. This Bollocks team doesn't have a ton of speed in the back, and that's where they're looking to really create. Can they find Brar in space 1v1 with these center backs? That sky pass actually will end up going out. And then we'll go back to Bollocks as we are probably about 10 minutes in. The clock is only kept at field level. So just a guesstimate as we play the full 45-minute half. Here's Johnson to the top of the box, knocked away and handled here. Bollocks looks for the counter. Left-footed ball, good job.
That out to the wing there.
Yeah, nice job pulling up the play there by Christopher Rogers. Rogers is playing a different role as the center forward for Bollocks. He's not looking to necessarily attack, but he's looking to help the offense kind of move as they try to get it back out wide from him. Handling it is Stupik, asking for options. Now he'll look to cut, but no real options around. The only player across midfield was Brar. Johnson on the ball. We'll slide it back and all the way to the near side. And broken up nicely by Dill. Dill only has one option. It's 2v4 now. Tries to go all the way out wide.
Nice.
Maybe a bit too far wide, but they still have the ball in the box, and it's offside. Or maybe that one got all the way out. Not quite sure. Lots of different colored lines right there along the end line. So we will see a goal kick. Yukon's had more possession in this game and more shots. Both of their shots came early. Johnson asking for options and will continue to dribble before leaving it off for the left back. Cagey first 15 minutes. And not a surprise. 2 games in the regular season, 2-2 and 2-1. These are both extremely solid sides. Neither team extremely high scoring. Looking for a title here on what is a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in Gladstone. Brar couldn't handle that one, and it is taken back and immediately given away. Not the best pass there from Jay Tucker. Tucker's going to have his hands full as he kind of follows Brar around the field with Vincent helping him out as well. Long ball sky to the near side. That's Dallas Romberg 1v1. Romberg looking to cut back, looking for the pass to the 6, and it's still
gets
not
through. This could be trouble. There it is.
And they will say it's onside. Raviv Brar at the back post, able to push it past Sabetta, and our first goal of the game goes to Yukon FC.
So Yukon did a nice job that time. They've got the ball up in center pitch and right in front of the goalie there. They were able to get the ball through some traffic and get a nice shot on goal.
And Romberg wasn't necessarily looking for Braun there, but that's the beauty of a poacher. You just got to be in the right spot at the right time. And Yukon off to a solid start, leading at 1-0. Just under 15 minutes in. We started a little bit after 2:45. Just going to try to keep track of the time. A little bit more important in the second half than here in the first half. A couple substitutions for either side. Substitutions are unlimited as we see an early foul from the substitute Chan Lee. And one of the benefits of these unlimited substitutions is you can get some of these players who might be feeling it a little bit more after 10 to 15 minutes. Some treatment down below us right now for Yukon. Hagen Moore, the center back, who's playing great, is getting treated on his right lower leg. So we see some substitutions in the back, see if that impacts Yukon at all. Both teams made subs after the goal, and that will go out for a goal kick. Really haven't seen any work thus far for Sean Ciani, the starting keeper and the man they call the MVP for this FC Yukon team. 1-0 FC Yukon on the goal from Raviv Brar. The difference at this point in the GPSD over 40 D3, D4 championship games. We've got another substitution. This will be in the back. We see Bollocks, who has a bit fewer players available today. They'll bring on Ben Berwitz in the back to work with Vincent. Those two will take on Brar, try to slow him down, and Chan Lee just off the bench. Good header from Yukon, and it's Sapuni, who's looked to be the best player with the ball thus far for Bollocks. With it, gets it right back heel flick, and a ball floated into the box. Good job settling it down by Yukon. And the nice thing is, it's high 60s with wind and overcast. It probably makes it a little bit easier on the players. Tomorrow, for some of the other championships, we'll see even lower temperatures and rain, and that's probably a good thing the older you get. You don't want to have 75, 80 degrees and humid. You don't really get humid out here on the West Coast, but just makes it more likely to have cramps and some of those other muscle injuries. See some more substitutions.
Let's do a double sub.
Yukon has 7 players available off the bench. On the opposite side, Bollocks only has the 5. So that could be a factor later in the game. Impact the contest here early in the first half. Ball is loose in the midfield, ping-ponging around, and settled down by Yukon.
Yukon's done a nice job keeping control of the ball. The defense does a nice job pushing it back up.
Yeah, they've definitely had the better end of possession and have taken advantage of that, creating 3 or 4 shots. Bollocks has looked threatening at points, but they haven't really been able to put it together, especially inside the 18. Here's Vincent with pressure on, and he takes a hard hit there. An aggressive move from Ian Burns, but he'll be whistled for the foul just inside the Bollocks half.
It's a little bit of a warning from the ref there.
Yeah, the last thing you want to see is any kind of injuries for these players, as Vincent will sky it towards the top of the 18, headed in, right back out. Popped up, and Yukon should have a chance to clear. Coming back is Chan Lee, but he gives it over. Bollocks doesn't have numbers, but they do have possession just outside the box, looking for the cross. It's a good
what a shot. Oh,
and it's off the back of the cage. It was a
great try there.
very solid look for Bollocks. And that's where they've had success, getting it out to the wings. And that was one of the better looks today for this Bollocks side, who trails by a single goal.
Behind the goal.
More substitutions coming. One of those players coming on is Jesse Arnold in white. He'll assume looks like he's either the left back or the defensive midfielder position for Yukon. There's an errant touch that will go out for a throw. Two sides very evenly matched in the regular season, finished even on points. Exact same record at 6-2-2, and during the regular season, a 2-1 win for Yukon and a 2-2 tie. Early in this one, it's Yukon who has the upper hand both on the field and on the scoreboard, leading 1-0 on the Raviv Brar goal. The near side just out of the reach as Victor Sanabria couldn't quite get there. This will be popped up. Sanabria chests it down, looking for options, and will play it off of Bollocks for a throw. Sanabria going for the other player in the 70s. That is Dallas Romberg, who set up that first goal. It was his cross that pinged around in the box and eventually found Raviv Brar at the back post. It's interesting, Steve. We were told that Yukon was the team that was going to look to attack centrally, but it seems like their most success has been coming from this near wing, where they've really put some pressure. Here's a errant clearance. It's back to Sanabria, and Sabetta the easy save. They've had a lot of success from this near side.
Yeah, they've looked like they've been keeping it wide. However, that goal did come from the inside. Some good work on the inside there.
They'll play it back to Sabetta, who, again, didn't start this game. Was on for the goal, but just had a nice save to deny Sanabria, as we've got a foul going the other way. I believe that was Johnson who got upended, and we'll get a free kick from not quite goal shooting distance, but could spray one into the box here as we've got another substitution. This will be Edward Matsuaka.
Yukon doing a nice job of keeping some fresh legs in.
Good ball into the box, and it's off of Johnson and deflected wide, just over the head of Lee there, who was looking for the header. And now a chance for a counter, but it's turned over, and we'll see if Yukon can press their numbers. Johnson has it knocked away. Ball into the box.
Nice.
Good
There's a
chance
shot
here.
here.
Left-footed shot. It's deflected. Oh, no, they're going to say it went wide without the defender getting a touch. That was a great job by Brian Sonicson to bring it down there. Just couldn't quite handle it and get it off in time. Would have been a highlight reel goal. So Yukon leading on the scoreboard and continuing to rack up the chances. Bollocks, their best chance really came on that cross that found the backside of the goal. Here's a nice little touch in space, looking for a shot from the top of the box. That one will go way out wide, and they'll say that that was not touched either on the potential shot there from Mark Daniel Domont. See the speedy winger from the far side, Derek Holmgren, who's looked to be the most dangerous player for Bollocks, come off. And they'll bring in Dilshad Youssef, who started the game on the opposite near wing and also created some good opportunities. It is clear that that's where Bollocks feels most comfortable attacking. Straight to the middle of the field. Vincent's the only player there for either side, and he'll settle it down. Ripped towards the top of the 18, played on, but headed away. It'll be Sanabria. to the feet of a teammate and right back. And this will be played to the near side. 2 Bollocks players there, and they will get to it first. Handling the ball on the near side is Joff Harvey. The opposite number 18 with the interception, though. That's Ryan Bussey. And it's all the way in on Sabetta for an easy catch.
Goes to the far side of the pitch now.
And they'll bring Dill to the far side, replacing Derek Holmgren. So maybe that's where they think they're going to have their most success, or the matchup they like the best against the left back for Yukon. Stunningly, no ball boys at this level. So the players will have to retrieve the ball themselves. He's coming back on as one of the starters for Yukon. That's Brennan Burns. Got a whistle, and it will go back to Yukon. Should be about 25 minutes into this first half. We'll see subs for either side. And Sapuni back on the field. Player who, at least in the early going, has caught my eye. On the restart, it's Yukon, a good boot that will go all the way into the defensive third here for Bollocks. Vincent a little bit of pressure, able to find Dill. Dill cuts back through one player, but it's stolen away by Yukon. And done a really nice job of settling it down and kind of creating possession from the back. That's something they've done a much better job than Bollocks, who's looking more for the counter, as we've got a foul coming against Bollocks, and a pretty obvious foul by Dill. And the goal scorer, Raviv Brar, is about to come back on. Didn't even notice him check off, but a short rest for the leading goal scorer. On the opposite side, we really haven't seen much from Benjamin Efren, the leading goal scorer for this Bollocks side, who started the game in net. And I'm sure they'd like to get him much more of the ball as this game goes along. Still looking for options, sprays this one way too far. Yeah, you can see the exasperation of both Sapuni and Efren. The nice thing is, at this level, where everybody's friends and you're not playing for a contract, you can kind of do that and then laugh at the bar or at a barbecue afterwards. Professionally, that's a little bit more discouraged. Good header there from Michael Poosh, who's done a nice job as that sweeper. Last defender back, as he's dropped maybe 15, 20 yards behind everyone else, but handled everything, especially aerially. Sapuni with options to the left and right, and there's Poosh doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. They describe him as their Franz Beckenbauer, which people at this age range probably have a pretty good memory of. Not so sure about their children, maybe their nieces and nephews, as we've got another substitution coming.
So Yukon definitely keeping a bit more control of the ball.
2 minutes.
And you just wonder if part of the game plan here for Bollocks is just to be a little bit more effective on the counter, because they've been able to turn. They've had numbers. They just haven't been able to connect on that pass. It might be just a part of the game plan of sitting, absorbing some of this pressure, and then hoping you can convert when you get the opportunities, as we will get the restart here. Johnson will play it back for Poosh and handle on the far side. They're definitely willing to cede possession up to a point. They're not putting a lot of pressure on the ball until it gets into the attacking or the defensive third, if you're from a Bollocks perspective. That is played out. Good defensive work from Michael Day, man who's about to turn 55. controlled by Yukon, and good effort to get back to the ball. This will be cleared to the near side. And, well, it'll stay with Yukon just on the opposite side of the field, and we've got more substitutions coming. Unlimited subs. We will see Holmgren check back on for Bollocks. He's been one of their better attacking players, looking to create something.
And Bollocks definitely in a defensive positioning now.
Yeah, the big thing is you're okay being down 1-0. Last thing they want to do is concede a second here in the first half. Really put their backs against the wall. They lost the first one 2-1. The second one they led 2-0 and ended in a 2-2 tie. As Johnson puts it just wide on the half volley. It's a difficult play with a defender right in his kitchen. And it will go out for a goal kick. Anytime you're up 2-0 and you end up in a tie, it almost feels more like a loss.
Yes.
Seth Orensky, Steve Roberts here on Oregon Sports Beat, bringing you all the action of this Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 D3, D4 championship. Currently 1-0 in favor of Yukon, who has the ball. Lifted forward, Johnson from the 6, tips it, Zabetta, what a save. I think that's the second save of the game for Sabetta. Easily the best chance outside of that goal for Raviv Brar that made it 1-0 early. And it was a great lifted ball. Good skill from Johnson to bring it down. Sapuni draws some contact. Not enough for a foul according to our referee. And Yukon continues to control. Can they take advantage of a little chaos right now? They've clearly got Bollocks on their back heels. Good ball sprayed to the outside, but just too much. It's a great look.
Yukon does a nice job of getting it back to its defenders, and the defenders are doing a nice job of passing it up, finding players.
So often in soccer, you talk about you've got your defenders and then your attackers, but if you can have your defenders play a key role in your attack, certainly makes it difficult for the defense. And that was a really nice sprayed ball. A bit too much weight on it, but they did have a player, I believe that was Romberg, who was in behind the defense. As Johnson will look to float this in for Brar, and Sabetta will claim it. Yukon leading it 1-0, and leading in pretty much every statistical category. Shots, chances created, possession. But they haven't been able to find that elusive second goal. These two teams finished even in the standings with 20 points apiece. Yukon is the defending champs at the D3 level. On the opposite side, it's been a while for FC Bollocks. They're looking for their first title in close to a decade. Long throw, looking for Burns there, and it's out. They're going to say a little bit of a push, and another good look. I believe this is going to go for a free kick right along the sideline.
Go win it ball.
They won't send Push forward, who's been by far their best aerial threat, but Brar is in there along with a couple other options. Brendan Burns will head into the box, and let's see what they can do. Left on the turf, that's the second or third time they've done that on a free kick. Haven't been able to get past the first line of defense, and a good job by Johnson to settle things with the ball loose in the midfield. Push dives one to the chest of Brar.
Nice turn.
Has an option to his right, trying to chase it down just out of the reach there of John Stupik. But again, Raviv Brar showing off his skill, and that was a great ball from Push to find him at the top of the 18. Stays 1-0 Yukon.
Eddie, give me 3 more minutes.
Yukon definitely looking for a second go.
Yeah, it almost feels as that's a poor attempted goal kick and an easy save, though, as Brar doesn't get much behind it. Hands to his face, frustrated. It just feels like at this point, Bollocks if nothing else, is just trying to keep this game even rather than get the equalizer.
Yeah.
Keep it at 1-0, kind of regroup. As it will be a Bollocks throw-in. They've had many periods of sustained possession and some half chances, but really have not threatened Sean Ciani, who Ciani, coming off an abdominal injury, has struggled this season with the higher shots. That's something that, especially if you're down late, you can just try to sky shots, but kind of get balls into the attacking third. As it's Brar looking for the pass here, as he's had to come out wide. Defended 1v1, trying to leave a pass, and a 1v1 chance. Sabetta, a huge sliding save, his second big save, 1v1 in the last 5 to 10 minutes. And that will keep this one at 1-0, as it was John Stupin off the good pass from Brar. Another big save from Sabetta. Pretty obvious foul, and we'll see a needed stoppage if you're FC Bollocks. But right now, the goalkeeping
definitely
for Bollocks is keeping him in this game.
Yes. It's a good thing he got here when he did.
I'm sure everyone for Bollocks is very happy to see their keeper on the line. He did give up a goal on the first shot he's faced. He's had 2 big saves. First on Johnson, I believe that second one was on Stupin. To keep this game at 1-0 and keep their championship hopes alive. It's still just a bit too much behind that one as he plays it off of DMD, and we'll get more substitutions. Yukon with a throw from just inside their own half. They have been playing some of their best soccer over the last 5 to 10 minutes. First 10 minutes was a little cagey. They had a couple shots off target, but scored the goal 15 minutes in, and now we are close to the 30-minute mark. They really began to dominate with some really good shots inside the 18. And it all starts with their possession and the play out of the back. They've done a really good job of limiting the miscues. As here's Brar, is he
onside? He might get there. That's a foul. He's out of the box.
They are, well, they're going to say it was just inside
the box. Yeah.
Oh. Does a card come out on Sabetta? That was right at the top of the box. It was very close. Everyone looked to the referee who was trailing the play. And it will be a PK. Did not see a card come out, so Sabetta's not going to have any issues from that standpoint. He's just going to have to stop the PK.
Yeah.
And it looks like we've got a couple different options. It appears as if it will be Dallas Romber who will step up to the box, right-footed shooter in a crucial spot here. His team already leading 1-0, trying to double the lead. Ball is live off a miss. Sabetta has to stay on the line. Get the whistle and then the PK. Big spot in this championship game. Romberg steps, right-footed shot, and scores! Dallas Romberg going for Dean Brar on the score sheet, and it's 2-0 in favor of Yukon. And that is, I'm not going to say it's a death knell, but it's certainly a difficult spot if you're Bollocks, because Sabetta has played so well, but just didn't quite get it in time.
Yukon has done a nice job with possessions. They've been taking their time in the backfield, getting their defense to pass the ball up, and they're making some good things happening down there.
Yeah, Dean Brar has been the story in this game. He scored the first goal and was able to create that penalty. Seeded it to Romberg, who was able to score on the near side. 2-0, about 10 minutes away from halftime from what I can hear below us. This is a big time for both teams, especially for Bollocks. Going down 2-0 into halftime, not the worst thing. You can't give up a third, and you'd really like to create at least 1 or 2 chances to give yourself some momentum and confidence heading into half number 2. Throwing coming on the near side for this Yukon side, who has already won a 1 title here, looking to add a second straight this level. On the throw-in, it's Greg Savage. Here's Holmgren, who's been good. As he plays that one right into the chest area of a Yukon player who's a little bit slow to get back.
Got him in the gut there.
Sapuni for Rogers. Rogers facing goal will play it back. This is Evrim, the Turkish blood-named player. And Evrim will head off, needs a breather. Rare attacking chance for this Bollocks team. They'll go a center back on from Evrim and assume some adjusting with players in the formation. This is big. Can they put any kind of pressure on Ciani? They're going to go with the long throw into the box, bouncing around and cleared away for another throw in. That's a pretty similar spot. Problem is, it seems like there's 3 or 4 Yukon players and only the one option. That's Christopher Rogers, who's asking for help. Rogers' shot goes wide, and it's out for a goal kick. Only the maybe 3rd shot from Bollocks, and that one really didn't have much of a chance. Ciani is going to go all the way back to the back of the track to track this one down. Not really a time-wasting tactic this early in the game, but at this point, if you're Yukon, you just want to make sure that Bollocks can't grab any kind of control of this game heading into the half. This would be Poosh on the goal kick. He has been really strong, limiting any chances for Bollocks in that sweeper roll. 2 players collide and will go out for a throw.
I've also noticed that Yukon has done a nice job getting back on defense. They fall back quick. They're able to break up the offensive play of Bollocks quite nicely, and that has helped them keep this and maintain this lead.
Throw-in only makes it as far as a Bollocks defender, but again played out. And this is very much what Yukon wants. More sustained possession, slowly marching up the field. And with Raviv Brar and Dallas Romberg playing as well as they've played, it makes it a little bit easier when you get the ball into the attacking third. Brar leaving it off for Stupik, and it'll be played out. Interesting to see how much of a change we'll see from Bollocks at halftime, because clearly they're struggling to get enough numbers forward, but how much do you change your formation or your philosophy, seeing how strong this attack is and has been for Yukon? Dill able to fight off a defender. Dill with a couple of runners. He'll play that forward. Poosh is going to be there first. And another very strong play from the center back. Controlled by Bollocks, just inside midfield. Played on the turf. Good job holding off a couple of players there. That was Nick Cairo. Sapuni looking for options. Tipped forward as there might have been a cleat there on the top of a foot. No call, and a little bit of shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Better, though, from Bollocks.
Much.
They've been keeping the ball on the turf. They definitely have not won a lot of the aerial challenges as the player goes down right outside the box. That's a rare miscue from Poosh, and this is a really interesting spot for a free kick. It's not a great angle for a shot, but could cause some havoc with the ball into the box, as it'll be Cairo.
It doesn't seem to bring many players into the box here. They stay wide.
3-man wall. 2 options, including their best aerial threat, and he'll run over it. Cairo to the 6, just missed the head. Sapuni scores! At the back post, Sapuni able to get it down through a number of players. Kind of like the first goal we saw for Yukon, and all of a sudden, Steve, we've got a game again.
That's right. That was a nice job there was patient as the ball bounced around, got touched by one Bullock player. I think they thought the goalie was just going to handle it from there, but it bounced to the far side of the goal, and he was able to head it in.
Yeah, it was Cairo on the free kick, and then Joe Sapuni able to head it down. Not one of the taller players on the pitch, but able to get that one down and just inside
Right, yes.
that far post.
Yes.
Easily could have pushed it wide, which would have been a backbreaker. All of a sudden, we've got a game again. It's 2-1 in favor of Yukon, who had led this game 2-0. Now remember, these two teams have played twice already this year. In one of those games, it was Bollocks who led 2-0 and ended up settling for a 2-2 tie. So now they're looking to reverse the course of that game. Sapuni controls here, looking around Johnson, and he will draw the foul. But that goal is so huge if you're Bollocks, who really felt like they weren't necessarily down and out, but definitely struggling to get a grip of this game.
And it has been an energy boost for them also. See a little bit more hustle. Look at the players. Now we got 3 in the box. That's back there.
Sapuni will take the free kick. This one has height, and it's going to be knocked away. That is the first time that we've seen Siani really have to come off of his line, and a good punch from Siani. We have got more substitutions for Yukon. It's going to be Edward Matsuaka coming on for Johnson, who I don't think has left the field at this point. So he gets a well-deserved rest, and a long throw coming as Bollocks looking to get both of those goals back right here. Pushed along, and a good clearance from Poosh. All the way out towards midfield. Bollocks keeps control. Can they push it right back into the attacking third? Handled by Dill. Dill working against 2 players. Dill looking to cross it. Still has it. He's asking for a foul, and he gets it. So another foul, not necessarily as good of an angle, but Bollocks all of a sudden has really caused some problems for this Yukon defense.
There's definitely been a momentum change here, and Bollocks is looking here to equalize this.
It'll be Calero to take this free kick. He was the man behind the ball on the last one. This time they'll go with the left foot. Calero, low ball that goes right off the chest of a Yukon player. Now with the right foot, shot, and a big save from Sassiani. What a huge save. Siani, the MVP of this side, and now Yukon looking to go the other way. Heavy touch from Raviv Brar, and a good job getting back and clearing it away. That was an important clearance from James Tucker. But we talked about Sabetta keeping his team in it.
Yeah.
That was a huge save from Siani to keep this game at 2-1.
Very much so. The Bullock had brought all its players up. They brought their defenders up past the midfield mark, which was leaving a breakaway open, but he was able to clear that.
Yeah, I like the idea from Raviv Brar there. Hey, I don't need to run with the ball if I can just push it into space and track it down. Just too heavy of a touch there.
Yeah.
And a good job getting back. So we're still in the final 10 minutes of this half. We have no idea how much time is left, but this has been by far the most exciting 10 minutes of this game. As we have a throw coming from Yukon, who lead this game 2-1, but their grip on this game has loosened significantly. Holmgren will float it into the middle of the field. Headed along by Calero, who has really started to put his fingerprints all over this game. As Calero running with a couple players, and he loses that physical battle, but go back to Bollocks, and that will be the half. Steve,
Yes.
10 minutes ago, it looked like we were going to have a pretty lopsided finish. Now, at halftime, what a game we have. It has been extremely fun and good opportunities for either side. This game could easily be 3-2, even 4-2, if not for the strong goaltending.
Yes, definitely. Yukon had most possession time that first period here. They did come away with 2 goals, but Bullock late in the period picked up some energy there, found the net on the far side of the goal, and then came back looking to threat again.
Well, we're going to take an audio break here on Oregon Sports Beat and be back with the second half of this Greater Portland Soccer District Spring Title D3, D4 over 40 championship game.
those guys up on the outside of the box. They're not getting places. So, damn, what can they do?
I think they're all chasing.
I knew it was coming too. I knew when you did it, you were getting fucking murdered.
Yeah, well, that game before us looked like the players were a little bit older. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the older players like to play early in the game, so that's where probably the over 60 plays are at.
Okay, I didn't know there was an over 60. Just based
I
on
think it's over 65.
Oh, really?
Out of the back, you pass it, gives it more than angle. Pass it, it's gonna stand.
I mean,
You're good.
a couple of these guys who we know that they were
Isabella.
how they're moving and how they look, and then some of these guys that like use their own like.
Well, yeah, so
We see the over 30 tomorrow. I think it's over 40 and like over 40 at a higher level. It should be slightly higher. They don't look like they're at over 30 T1 tomorrow. It should be the youngest at the high school.
Yukon on 1, 2, 3. Yukon! So much better.
I think we're coming back. Alva.
Yeah.
Halftime's over.
Yep. Welcome back to Gladstone High School for the Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 D3 D4 game. It's 2-1 at halftime in favor of FC Yukon over FC 77 Bollocks. My name is Seth, joined by Steve Roberts. And Steve, 35-minute mark, it looks like it was going to be a runaway for FC Yukon, but a completely different final 10, including a goal for FC Bollocks. And all of a sudden, the team in black and pink has to feel a little bit more confident as they look for their first title in nearly a decade.
Well, I'm looking at the pitch right now, and they definitely picked up their pace here on the defensive side. We weren't seeing these matchups back in the defensive field early in the game.
And they control here, really were able to increase their possession in the attacking third in the final 10 minutes, as they were able to get the late goal off of the free kick and several free kick If you missed the first half, it was pretty much all FC Yukon through the first 30 minutes. Not only an early goal, but several good chances. Kevin Savetta had a pair of big-time saves.
Apologize for the audio issues. Should be a little bit better now. As we are just underway in half number 2. It's FC Bollocks in the black and pink, trailing by a goal, but controlling the ball as they go from left to right. This is knocked down by Stupek, and Stupek will push it back. Yukon looked so strong defensively for much of that first half before started conceding some free kick chances. Here is Lee putting pressure on the ball. Lee still fighting for it, but will lose this battle to Ben Berwin. Ball bounces around, and it's out for another throw-in for Bollocks. That is the man who just goes by Juice. He's the fill-in coach today for Yukon, looking to lead his team to a second consecutive championship. Handled here by Bollocks, and again, this next goal is going to be huge. 3-1, all of a sudden it's a pretty big mountain to climb. 2-2, when all the momentum will be in favor of Bollocks as they make an early change. Or maybe a minute or two into the second half, and it's Evram, the one named Turkish midfielder, who checks in. Told me not to even bother with his last name and the style of the Brazilian one-name legends. Controlling here, and it's interesting. We're hearing a lot more communication from below us from this Yukon team, as they really had the better end of things, but now they're playing a little bit more with their backs against the walls, as this is Holmgren, who's looked like one of the most threatening players. Holmgren back for Calero, who set up that first goal, and a rare corner kick for Bollocks. It'll be Calero, who's been on pretty much every free kick from within 30 yards and in.
So we'll see how Bollocks does on this corner kick here. Their first attempt, I believe.
They did score off of a free kick. It was just outside the box late in the first half. Calero probably didn't hit that the way he wanted to, as it's headed away and out of trouble. So it'll be cleared out for a Yukon throw. It definitely looked like he wanted an in-swinger there, and instead just skied into the top of the 18. A little bit easier for Yukon to clear it out of trouble. Yukon with the throw. And a nice little step there to evade the pressure. Continuing his run was the defender, Hagen Moore, who we saw start the game as a center back, but has been playing out wide since he came back off the bench, maybe midway through that first half. Poosh has been the one guy who hasn't left the middle of the defense for Yukon. Poosh and Vincent have been the two furthest players back for their respective sides. They've done a nice job clearing things away. We've got a foul coming against Bollocks. Things seem to be amping up a little bit here to start the second half, as we will see the Franz Beckenbauer of Yukon FC take this free kick, and he's got a lot behind it into the 18, headed up, but Chanley lost his footing, and then he gets taken down, and they will not give the foul. Ball's live, and what a huge header there by a Bollocks defender. Everyone stopped, with the exception of Yukon's Edward Matsuaka, who would have scored a goal there, if not for an important headed clearance. That would have been an awful goal to give up if you're Bollocks, and a huge goal if you're Yukon, as we will see Brar, the first goal scorer of the game, check back on. And a corner kick coming from the near side. It will be John Stupek looking to take this with the left foot. Stupek to the backside, and that one will bounce all the way around. Here comes Holmgren with good speed. Holmgren pushing it forward, looking for Efren, who is that leading scorer on the season for Bollocks, but just has not gotten enough service. They have not gotten many chances from open play. It's been all of their free kick opportunities that have caused Yukon some pressure. Here's Ryan Johnson, who we mentioned the first half, is associated with Oregon Sports Beat. And coming off an injury, he's dropped a little bit deeper here in the second half. Holmgren trying to play it backwards and able to find a teammate. Moved it back out towards midfield. Possession has been much more even here in the second half. That's a good through ball and a wise decision to play that out by Berwitz. We talked about the counter with Bollocks potentially being a place they could threaten. Instead, it's really been Yukon who's used the speed of Brar and I believe that was Romberg there to cause some issues for this Bollocks defense. Throw-in coming from the near side right along the corner flag. It's Yukon who leads it 2-1. It was 2-0 early on.
5 in the box there.
Headed away. That's Berwitz again, who has made his presence felt to start this second half defensively. Right back into the box from Moore. Bounces off the chest of a Bollocks player, and another corner kick coming. We'll see Victor Sanabria, who's been an offensive option for Yukon, push forward. I think it'll be Sanabria right back into the game who's going to take this corner. Early second half. Yukon, the defending champs, lead at 2-1. They went 1-0-1 during the regular season against Bollocks. A 2-1 win and a 2-2 tie in which they trailed 2-0. Here's a great shot from Moore, and it's just wide. That would have been the goal of the day, and there's still 30-plus
No one was
left.
expecting that shot to come there. He did a nice job there, got it to curl a bit.
Yeah, unfortunately just tailed a little bit wide. There was a player at the back post for Bollocks, so he might have headed away, but that was pretty good look from a defender there. So it stays 2-1. Sabetta could probably breathe a little bit easier after watching that shot go wide of his far post. And Sabetta unable to connect with a teammate there, but Bollocks will retain possession. 2-1 early second half. In a game that has gotten more competitive as it's gone along. Yukon dominated the early part of this game, but Bollocks has grown into it. To start this second half, both teams have had their chances. Heavy header there that gets cleared out of play, and we're going to say that this throw-in will have to be pushed a little bit further. So the referee is actually going to have them retake the throw because the Yukon player was too close. Here comes Moore to win it for Sanabria. Into the middle of the field for Matsuoka. Matsuoka out wide. Able to find Dallas Romberg. Romberg, a little stutter step to the middle. Cleared away by who else? Berwitz. And it'll be cleared out for a throw. Feels like all we did was talk about the solid defensive play in the first half of Michael Poosh on the one side. Now it's been Ben Berwitz, who's been a one-man wall in front of the Bollocks goal.
Yeah, both teams have picked up on the defensive end. They both are feeling the momentum switching back and forth here.
Good turn from Johnson, who will float one in. Berwitz, a header nearly right into the path of Sanabria, who couldn't get there. And it's out for another Yukon throw. It does feel like we're spending a lot more time in the respective attacking thirds, almost inside the box, than we did in the first half, where we saw a lot of time in the midfield. And that's kind of what you expect in a championship game. You expect the intensity to go up. Sometimes you have a feeling out pattern, but at this point it's been almost all attacking. Yukon still has the edge in possession and the amount of time in the box, but Bollocks has created more good chances early here in the second half than they did probably the first 30 minutes of the first half, as Ciani will come out and handle this over for Poosh. Poosh, the long ball, right to a teammate. You can see why they call him Franz Beckenbauer. He's got very good touch for a center back and has been a key part of quite a few of their attacks. Handled by Yukon, looking for options. Raviv Brar heads to the near side, and Brar will keep that one in. Ball bouncing around and out for a Yukon throw. This is more of what we saw in the first half, with Yukon beginning to create the possession edge, and Brar is taken down for a free kick. Santa Bria behind the ball. But I think we're going to get a substitution first. Coming on is Greg Lebavich, and Lebavich will stay back as Push is not only their top defender, but also the general of that defense, as he tells Lebavich how far he wants him to go. Santa Bria keeps it on the turf. For Johnson, left-footed ball. Wasn't looking for the shot, was trying to find a teammate, and it's cleared away by Calera. Johnson able to win it back for his team. Johnson still with it, looking for options, plays it on the turf. Long run for Romberg, and he runs out of space.
Yukon there, still keeping up the pressure, still looking for another go.
And for Bollocks, you can afford to play a little bit more passively after getting back that late goal in the first half. You couldn't play like this at 2-0, as we're going to have a small stoppage. Just the, well, 3 referees for this game, but we've also got an over 40 reffing this game, who's done a good job of handling his charges. This one will go out, and a throw-in back to Yukon. Definitely seems like Bollocks, who came out with high energy, a little bit frustrated at this point, as we'll see Holmgren replaced by Dill. These are the 2 starting wingers replacing each other. Seen that change a couple times. Haven't seen them play that much together, and it's surprising. We haven't seen Joe Sapuni at all to start the second half. He's the goal scorer, and he was the guy who early on was creating the best chances. Definitely one of their better playmakers. A little bit of an errant touch, but handled there, and Johnson again has done a really nice job of settling the ball in the midfield. Player who has missed some time recently due to a calf injury, but looking good today. Long ball, attempting to find Santa Bria on the far side, broken up, and it's out for a throw. Can Bollocks create a little bit of pressure? Stupek will come back on for Yukon, and here's Sapuni, just like we talked about. I'm sure the coaches are listening to our every word. Unlimited substitutions. Again, if Yukon has a few more players available today, it's the middle of summer. Sometimes people have obligations. And that can be a bit of an advantage, but we've seen both teams sub regularly, trying to keep fresh legs. And this will go out for another throw, and Bollocks just immediately getting it back in. Here's Sapuni, and this one will go out. It's a corner kick.
There we go.
Yeah, that's not an easy battle for Sapuni working against Shoup, but able to win it, and we'll see Joe Sapuni take this corner from the far side. How many numbers will Bollocks send forward? Vincent, who's not the tallest player, but is one of their center backs, is going to head forward, as they've got 6 or 7 guys in the box. Sapuni, good low line drive, headed wide. Good effort off the top of the head of Travis Crenshaw, but he couldn't put it on target.
So we're seeing a lot of more activity out of Bullock this half.
Yeah, Bollocks has done a better job in the early stages, just trying to find that all-important second goal. Raviv Brar couldn't quite get there, as pass didn't have enough weight behind it from Santa Bria. See if Sapuni, who again scored that late goal, a headed goal at the back post, about 5 minutes or less left in the first half, to push this game to 2-1 after we saw a pair of goals, one maybe 10 to 15 minutes in, another 15 minutes later off the penalty. Stupik from the near side has one option. It's Brar. Instead tries to chip the keeper, and it's too strong.
Interesting temp there, a chance.
Yeah, didn't really have the numbers, but trying to create something, as we'll see more moves for Bollocks. They'll bring back on Michael Day, who looks like he's going to move out to left back. This is an over 40 league, but you've got players who are over 50. Day, mentioned to me earlier, about to turn 55 this week. We have more subs coming on and off. It will be Jesse Arnold checking on. Both keepers made important saves, 1v1, in that first half. Two big saves for Bollocks' keeper, Sabetta, to keep it at 1-0 before he gave up the penalty goal. And then it was Ciani who came up with a huge save after giving up the first goal to keep it at 2-1 at halftime. Neither has had to make a save here to start the second half, as Calero trying to find a teammate, but who else? It's Push coming across for the interception and finds Stupik along the near side. That one just barely stayed in. It did not. Yukon screaming that that ball had stayed in. It was a poor call, but the near side assistant referee put up his flag. Don't exactly have a VAR or goal line technology for this one, so we got to trust in our referees, whether or not the players appreciate it. 2-1. We're about an hour and 10 minutes after the start of this game. Again, they're keeping the clock down below, so we don't have an accurate time, but I would say that we're still probably in the first 10 to 15 minutes of this second half of 45. If this game were to be tied at the end of 90, then it would go to PKs. It's coming all the way forward is Crenshaw to take the throw. Long throw is headed up by Push, and Push will send it out for another throw. It's interesting that they send Crenshaw to take this throw, and he's one of their bigger players, but maybe also one of their better long throwers. So the option is definitely Burwitz, number 23. So that one goes over a couple heads, and it's out for a corner kick as Sanabria cleared it, and now Calero, who set up the first goal with a good free kick. So the second corner of the half, and potentially the second corner overall for Bollocks. Problem is, one of their players is tracking down the ball. That's Sapuni, and they'll have to slow it down to wait for him to get back in. Again, not one of the larger players, but the Malawi native did head in a goal to make it 2-1, as Calero will finally get a ball over there at the corner flag. 6 players in the box for Bollocks as they look for the equalizer. This team has been looking for a title for nearly a decade. Calero back post. Vincent was there. Sapuni was there. And it's Sapuni who heads it wide. Again, smaller player, but pretty good in the air.
He has a knack for being where the ball is coming.
And that was the best chance for Bollocks here in the second half. As Sapuni feeling that one a bit. Might have gotten a bit of a boot as he headed that one wide.
So Bollocks definitely picked up their offensive game this second period of the match.
Yeah, it seems like that goal and really that sustained pressure in the final 10 minutes of the first half, giving them so much more confidence. Good job chesting that one down by Sanabria. They look for Raviv Brar, broken up by Vincent. Matsuaka knocked it down, but Calero will have time and space. Calero leaves it off for Vincent. Right back for him as they play it through the lines. Calero, though, has it intercepted by Matsuaka. Here's Brar. Brar for Stupek. Stupek for Sanabria. Sanabria 1v1 with Calero. Over for Johnson. Johnson with the man on behind him. Johnson fighting to get through the double team. Loses that battle. It's Dill and Johnson on the far side, and it's dribbled out for a Yukon throw. Johnson playing it for Romberg. Right back for Johnson. Tries to put it into the box on the turf. It's knocked away by Vincent. All the way out, and who else? It's Poosh who gets ahead on it. Headed down right into Calero, though. Calero trying to push it forward for Greg Newman. Newman can't win the battle, but he does earn his team a throw-in. Calero for Newman. Newman along the line, and he can't quite get there, and it's out for a goal kick. More subs checking into the game. This is Brennan Burns, the man they named Ronaldo. It's interesting some of the nicknames that we'll see this weekend. I think the Army of Darkness we'll see in one of the games tomorrow only gave nicknames rather than first names. That's when you know that these players have been playing together for a while and there's some good camaraderie on the team. You don't call a guy by his first name, you call him by his nickname. It'll be...
We're going to see if those nicknames are coincide with their play.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a nickname of Ronaldo, and at this age you're talking about the old Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo rather than the Portuguese Ronaldo. You're hoping for some exquisite forward play as two players collide, and it will go out for a Yukon throw. And as we get later and later into this game, it seems like every throw-in or dead ball leads to substitutions as the two sides try to keep fresh legs out there. Be a throw-in, maybe 30 yards out here for Yukon. We'll see if they try to put this one into the box. Bernaldo is one of the options. But Yukon has pretty consistently tried to keep and retain possession. It is Bernaldo fighting, losing the battle, and it will go off of him for a Bollocks throw. I will say Bernaldo, the man in wearing the number 10 in white, certainly has some of the best hair for either team. Bernaldo chasing it here, knocks it away, and it'll be pushed over to the far side as Bollocks controls. Dill playing it through the middle. The problem is the only player there for either side is the Franz Beckenbauer of defense. Aaron touch almost led to the turnover, and now it will be controlled by Bollocks for a moment. Johnson has really been a calming force in the middle for Yukon, number 15. Playing that defensive midfielder position and playing it well. Shoop to the chest of Sanabria and back for Johnson.
Keep it coming!
Yukon doesn't need a third goal, but they'd certainly love it. It would take a little bit of pressure off of them as this Bollocks team, I don't think Pesky is necessarily fair because they're certainly better than Pesky, but they have proven to be a thorn in the side of Yukon this year. And a team that has played two extremely competitive games. Yukon won one, tied the other. They are the defending champs at this level. And they control the throw here. It's John Stupek. Right back at him off the header, and he will put it right back into play. Good job coming across, but it'll be a handball there, and that's unfortunate. Really, kind of out of nothing. Coming across was Jay Tucker. Second penalty of the game for Yukon, and we saw Dallas Romberg take the first. It looks like John Stupek will be behind this one, and this would be a huge momentum shift in this game as Yukon already leading it 2-1, a chance to make it 3-1. Kind of off of nothing is that there wasn't a great chance there, but clearly hit the hand of a defender. It'll be the left-footed Stupek to take it. And his penalty off the bar and down. It's 3-1 Yukon on an absolute missile from Stupek.
So Yukon finding the go again here in the second half of this period. But we will not count Bollock out.
No, but Bollocks, all of a sudden, the time really against them.
Yeah.
Because at 3-1, you need to get that first goal with at least 5 minutes left. And they haven't created a ton of shots, a ton of chances, especially not like they were doing in the final 10 minutes of the first half. 3-1, a pair of penalty goals. The first one, the keeper coming out, slide tackled and made contact with the player. That one, even more unfortunate as it was just an errant high hand. But for Yukon, they've put the pressure consistently on Bollocks, and sometimes just that pressure is all you need, as this one goes off the back of a Bollocks player, but continue to fight for it is Dill. Dill looking to create something. Dill with a right-footed shot blocked over for his teammate, and another shot blocked as Joe Sapuni was looking for his second of the game. Long ball looking for Bernaldo, and Vincent is there. Vincent back to his keeper. Sabetta has Brar right on him. It's Brar who steps in front. And fortunately for him, there's only black and pink shirts around him. Also, can we talk about how good of a penalty that was from Stupek?
Really?
I don't care what level of goalie you are. You're not making that save on a penalty. Bar down, unless you're convinced that's exactly where you're going. 99.9% of the time, that's going to be a goal. Maybe even higher. Good hold-up play. Here's Santa Maria slowing it down for Matsuaka. Has the option out wide. Instead, he'll cut it to Bernaldo. Heavy first touch. Handling it, looking for a runner. Plays it back for Matsuaka. Brar calling for it. Brar looking for it. Header goes wide. Kept alive by Stupek to the back post. No one's there. And Sabetta will come all the way out of his goal and handle this one. And Sabetta finds his one teammate forward. There's a good touch. Pushing it forward is Efren.
Will they get to it?
Efren able to keep it alive. The leading scorer for Bollocks. What can he do? He's had a quiet game after starting in net because Sabetta was late. Here's Dill calling out instructions. Dill still able to maintain possession. Dill with the second player coming over, and it's finally taken away there by Matsuaka. Bollocks desperately needs to create a chance or two.
You don't have to go anywhere. Just slow it down.
As you can hear from below, the shouting of Yukon. They are a well-coached, well-organized team. Not that Bollocks isn't, but they have definitely done a better job of maintaining possession and kind of creating consistently the same kind of looks, whereas Bollocks has had to rely more on free kicks. It was 2-1 at halftime, 2-0 to start the game in favor of Yukon. A free kick goal really made this game a little bit closer, but then the second penalty kick of the game awarded to Yukon and converted pushed it out to a 3-1 FC Yukon lead. Yukon with the ball in white continues to control.
He's done a nice job back here.
Three different goal scorers in this game as Siani makes the wise decision, pushes it out wide, and then Holmgren kind of in between on his touch, but he'll get it back. What can Bollocks do late here in the second half to get back in this game? They used the final 10 minutes of the first half to create the majority of their chances as Siani will come out and beats Holmgren to the ball. Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 D3, D4 championship from Gladstone High School. Home of the Gladiators, and it's been a good game between FC Yukon and FC 77 Bollocks.
Yukon doing a nice job maintaining possession here.
Yeah, Bollocks trying to go the other way. It's Sapuni, but the problem is there are 5 white shirts compared to just 4 attacking players. It's Holmgren, 1v3. Holmgren cuts it through.
Nice.
Efren right back for Holmgren. He bodies a player. We're going to see a foul. I think this is going to be on the attacking player. It looked like Efren was the one who was pushing into the defender, and I think the ref made the right call there. That's really what Bollocks wants, a free kick from that distance,
Right.
But the attacking player initiated the contact, and it's really hard if you're going to counterattack for FC Bollocks when you turn and there's all 4 defenders and Ryan Johnson, who's been that calming defensive midfielder, back. You've got to at least push 4 to 5 just to match them in terms of numbers, and it's going to be tough. Down by 2 here with I'm going to guess less than 20 minutes to go in regulation. Ball floated forward. Efren giving chase. Poosh does not lose many aerial battles, and he gets to that one first. A second header. Controlled on the far side, and we're getting more pressure coming from Bollocks, and they will draw a throw-in. Got a whistle. Holmgren comes off. Coming back on is Crenshaw. Looks like Day will come off, and it will be Newman replacing him. Changes on the opposite side as well. Moore will come on in defense for Yukon.
Victor, let's go. Come on, next one, not now.
That is Juice screaming out instructions from below. As Johnson will head that one away, and it will be a rare corner kick. This is what Bollocks needs. Free kicks have been their best opportunities, and it will be Sapuni, who already has one goal, looking for an assist to add to his total.
See if they can sneak another one in here. Keep this game very interesting.
Got numbers in the box. Joe Sapuni,
he
good.
curves it himself.
Off the head,
Oh.
off the tip of the fingers there of the keeper. And it comes all the way to the near side. Johnson there first for Brar, the only player forward for Yukon, able to find a teammate and right back. And this is exactly what you want for Yukon. Able to just get a little bit of possession, kill some clock, and really settle in, get your defensive shape as Sapuni behind a teammate. And won by the Yukon defender who couldn't quite keep it in. Thrown forward for Efren, who's double-teamed. Efren looking to hold it up here, loses it to Poosh, who hands it off for Sanabria, and eventually cleared down the line. Stolen away by Bollocks. FC Bollocks trails 3-1. They need to create some chances. To the top of the box, looking for the heel flick, but just not enough players forward for Bollocks. They need to put a little bit of pressure on Yukon, the way that Yukon has consistently done on the opposite side. Dill wants a shot from deep. Doesn't even get to the top of the 18 as the Yukon player steps forward. Foul coming from distance. It'll be Ryan Mueller drawing the foul on Ryan Johnson.
Hey, Lavo, next one.
Vincent will take the free kick from 40, 45 yards out. I mean, at this point, you're looking to float something in, get a bounce. Vincent towards net, over the head of a player, and it's knocked away. That was a good job by Ciani, who didn't expect that ball to get all the way through, to tap it out for a corner kick. Better from Bollocks. Still looking for that second goal.
So Bollocks with opportunity here.
It'll be Nick Calero to take the corner. Again, Ciani there. And it's booted out for a second consecutive corner.
Great job, Jess.
Yukon taking no chances with eight players in the box there.
Yeah, the only player who's not in the box at this point is Brar, who's that scary player on the counter. Calero, has a chance for the short corner. Instead goes right back into the box. It's Push who knocks it down. And they look to put it back in, and just too heavy of a touch from Joff Harvey. More subs coming. That was one of the better sustained periods of attack for Bollocks, but just have not been able to get enough shots on target. Ciani, I believe, has only had to make 2 saves. Big one came when it was 2-1 late in the first half. Poosh floats one out towards midfield, chested down by Bollocks. Calero looking for options.
He's going backwards.
Calero out wide. You can hear the intensity from the sideline at field level. Broken up. They try to find Brar. Bouncing ball. And Brar steps in front of one, and now a second. Deflected backwards, though, and Burwitz does a nice job of slowing down the leading scorer for Yukon.
Nice.
Brar in possession, one of the 3 goal scorers today. Also drew the first of the 2 penalty kicks, and Vincent steps forward to knock it out for a throw-in.
So Yukon with a nice hustle there, a good 3-player play there to bring the ball up the pitch with a nice throw-in into the box.
It will be Stupek, who scored the 3rd of the 3 goals on a fantastic penalty kick. Stupek into the box, headed away right back towards him. He will keep this one in play. Going to let it go out for a throw. Stupek keeping it alive. Left-footed cross to the 6. Broken up, and Burwitz able to clear on his 2nd attempt. Sapuni only as far as one of the backs. Here's more. We've already seen him with one great shot, and just whiffing
Nice.
on that look.
Just missed opportunity there.
That was number 22 in white, Brendan Ryan, who I was told was not going to be here, but certainly looked good in that situation. Goal kick comes out to midfield where Ryan Johnson is there first for Yukon. Bollocks has to find a way to create more sustained pressure on this Yukon team. Trailing 3-1. Pushing forward, working with it is Rogers.
They need numbers.
Rogers with more on his back. Rogers looking to float one. Good idea for Crenshaw. Crenshaw from the edge of the box to the near post, and a great step. That was Nate Coons stepping in front of it to break it up and put it out for a corner, but really, that situation, you're just trying to avoid anything getting in on your goalie.
Symbolic, a little bit slow getting back on that, but we're able to maintain possession and get a chance up. Now they got a corner.
It'll be Sapuni to put it in. Sapuni, low line drive, headed in on the keeper. And Ciani the save. I think that was Burwitz. And it was Burwitz with a good header, but just couldn't get anything behind it as he headed it down into the turf. And that's Ciani's specialty. Balls that are a little bit lower. Mobility is limited due to an injury, but he's made a couple of big saves today. Sapuni able to find a teammate. Shot from distance is knocked down. Maybe it's a Bollocks benefit, as that wasn't going to have a ton behind it for Newman. Foul coming from behind is getting upended. It was Romberg. And we'll see if Yukon elects to take this slow. Nope. Shoup is looking to go deep for Brar. Intercepted, and Romberg gets it back. Romberg trying to find teammate making a run. Instead, it's deflected out wide, and we'll get another throw for Yukon. And you know you're getting late in the current contest when players for the next game are beginning to warm up. It's really our only indication of how much time is left in this game. Supposed to be a 2:45 start. It is 4:19, so I'd say we're probably in the last 10 to 15.
I agree with you there.
If we were to see a late comeback from Bollocks to tie this game, it would go to PKs, but at this point, Bollocks struggling for shots on target. And a big part of that has been the defense for Yukon. Scored 3 goals, but it's been their defense that has just been locked down here in the second half. Bollocks keeping it on the turf. Here comes that press from Yukon. Vincent looking to open it up. Finds his keeper, Sabetta. Sabetta tries to play it on the turf. It's knocked away, out for a throw-in, but we're 75, 80 minutes into this game, and the press of Yukon continues to cause Bollocks some issues. Sapuni over for Newman. Newman elects to dribble through a couple players. We haven't seen either side try to dribble through the lines that often, and this has created a little bit of a chance, but Dill can't keep it in. That was one of the better potential chances, as Bollocks actually had some numbers, but unable to take advantage of that instance. More substitutions, and Yukon will take a throw. Looking for Raviv Brar, who factored into the first 2 goals. Leading scorer, definitely has made an impact on this game, but hasn't had to carry the scoring load by himself. 3 different scorers, Brar, Romberg, and Stupek. Brar all alone. Vincent steps forward. Brar, though, able to hold up play. Trying to leave it off for Matsuwaka. Nice little touch to keep it alive. Long ball is deflected, and Vincent will slow it down. If you're Bollocks, you just have to find another level.
Good tackle there.
Brar is upended by the opposing number 13. Oh, no, that was 18. Joff Harvey, and we'll see a free kick. And Steve, at this point, you're not looking to score a 4th goal necessarily. You're looking to just keep possession and keep Bollocks from any kind of counterattacks.
Yeah, if we look at the pitch here, you see that they're keeping lots of people back on defense right now.
Yeah, any time that Bollocks is able to get the ball and turn, you're looking at 4, if not 5 white shirts.
That's right.
It'll be Sanabria behind the ball. Sanabria line drive. What a save by Sabetta to keep it at 3-1. I don't know how good the quality of the goals we might see today would be, but that would have been another great goal. They've had 2 great penalty kick goals that haven't given Sabetta a chance. And that's the 3rd high-quality save from Sabetta. Yukon looks for another shot, deflected and slowed down by Stupek. He denies a teammate there a chance at his first goal. That was Brian Sonicson. Moore plays it all the way back for his keeper, Ciani, and that'll be out for a corner kick. Yeah, I think Ciani just didn't want to risk fumbling that.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, at least off the corner, you know you're going to have bodies back. It'll be Calero, one of the 2 players who's been taking corners. Nick Calero took the free kick that led to a goal in the first half. Calero, better ball here. Still a little bit high into the box. Kept alive by Bollocks. It's Brar who gets the last touch, and it'll be a throw-in for Bollocks and a chance to get the ball back into the box. We've got a whistle, though, and believe there might have been some confusion. I think there was also a Bollocks player who was behind the net. Keeping it alive is Bollocks, still fighting for it, and it's handled here by Yukon. They've got Brar with Chan Lee running to the far side, and that is such a veteran play by a player in the over 40 league, go figure, as Raviv Brar just says, I'm going to slow it down, I'm going to keep possession, I'm not going to immediately turn it over. All the way out wide. This is where Yukon has been at their best. Starting possession from the back, building forward. That's what we're told was going to be their key, and it certainly has played out today. That one will be pushed out. They also definitely have a little bit more depth available today, especially in attack. We've seen 5-6 different guys, whereas on the opposite side, it's consistently been going forward. We've seen a little bit of effort. Holmgren has been good. Sapuni's been good. Dill's been good. But they haven't had that 5th or 6th guy who's been putting pressure.
Yep. Well, Yukon definitely has used its team today, getting fresh legs in quite often.
Out for a Bollocks throw. They trail it 3-1. It was 2-0 in the first half. Goals from Brar and a PK from Romberg, as that is nearly broken up there. We haven't seen as much out of Ian Burns, but putting the pressure on that back line is maybe there's some tired legs for Bollocks. Here's Johnson, dispossessed by Calero, and Johnson comes right back to win it. Now some arm tackling, and it's going to be a foul against Calero. It was 2-0 in the first half. Sapuni for Bollocks able to answer with a headed goal off a free kick. And then the lone goal here in the second half was the penalty kick goal from John Stupek early in the half that really gave Yukon a lot of breathing room. This will be Romberg from distance, and another shot and another save for Sabetta. This one didn't cause him nearly as many problems as the shot from Sanabria. A little bit closer. Comes all the way in, and they will put the flag up for offsides, and that'll do it.
That's it.
Yukon FC, your back-to-back champions in the Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 D3, D4 level. A good game, but ultimately just a little bit more possession and a little bit a better job putting pressure on the defense from Yukon proves to be the difference as they hold on for a 3-1 win over FC 77 Bollocks. Still looking for that title as their drought continues, but they played extremely well, and honestly, this was an entertaining matchup.
It was. Yukon did a nice job of keeping possession of the ball that first period, scoring goal there. Bollocks came back, made a nice goal, kept it interesting there. We got some good play out of both goalies in this game. You know, good saves there, but Yukon came ahead. I think their fresh legs, their movement of the ball around the pitch really helped them out here to win this next championship.
Yeah, an entertaining matchup at the over 40 D3, D4 level. I mean, these two teams know each other well. 3 extremely competitive matchups. 2-1 for Yukon, 2-2 tie, and a 3-1 win here in the championship. A pair of penalty kick goals, the difference. But well-deserved for FC Yukon, a team that had a little bit of everything. I mean, you can talk about the strong play from their keeper, Sean Ciani, who made a couple big saves. Michael Poosh in the back was big, but then 3 different goal scorers. Really enjoyable matchup. We're going to cut the audio. We might bring you the final video of the championship picture and maybe trophy celebration, but that'll do it for us. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Roberts. Thanks for watching this production on Oregon Sports Beat.